You ever notice that when women are afraid to get older, or even some men, but women, when they're afraid to get older, they immediately start getting very sexual. Immediately start putting out really sexy pictures and photos of themselves on social media. It's like, it's funny that the trend, that's what they think young is.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean? Like young equals looking sexual. It's like,
it's funny because like Madonna was just on Jimmy Kimmel or one of those shows, and here this woman is
I saw that,
and she's jumping on his desk and opening her legs.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this is why I embrace being 45, because she has lost her mind. Like all sexuality and money. And you know,
Black
it's like
people?
I knew this was coming when the Cash Money Millionaire started. When all of that started with that bling bling and all this, and all it was about was hoes and finances, money and jewelry. And it's not even about money. It's more about trinkets. It's just the clothes and the jewelry and the cars. And most of these people don't even own this stuff. It's like leased. You know what I mean? Right. But it's just like, we don't have, like, you know, I was watching this thing the other day. This guy said he gives out loans. Remember I was telling you, and he said every single time a black person comes in, he's just like, they always roll up in like a Mercedes and they have Gucci belts and stuff, and they always don't get approved. He's like, and then we got Asian people and white people walking, and they all walk around with $14.99 shirts and khaki pants, and they always get approved. Always.
Yeah.
He's like, because for us, it's always about, we always want to show up looking more than we really are. We flaunt our wealth. Because sometimes because we don't.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That we have right, and we always want the big shiny things. We're like a deer in headlights when we see a Lamborghini or a Gucci belt or whatever it is. Like we're just like wow, shiny. You know, like we are the most easily entertained group of folks. I swear. And so it does not take a whole lot for us to be like, wow, like that is glob on to the perception of what's going on. You know, I was telling Kara last week that I was checking in somebody at the hotel, and this lady, she was talking to me about her Louis Vuitton bag. She got a new Louis Vuitton bag, and she wanted me to be impressed with the bag, right? And I'm not well versed on all the new trends when it comes to labels and stuff. I don't get into that. I mean, I buy shirts at Walmart,
right?
Meyer, like, so I'm just saying, like, I just, you know, transparency. I don't go to Neiman Marcus, and I'm not going, you know, to Nordstrom's and I don't. That's just I like to stack we stack our money. Yeah. So we put our money into other things. So it's not necessarily about. We like to look good.
You got a style.
Yeah, we like to look good.
You can style. You can go to Walmart and make it look good. You don't got to spend money on clothes that.
So I like to look good, like my hair look good. I look nice, you know. I'm not gonna say that, but I'm not gonna lose my mind over a Louis Vuitton bag. So I was saying, oh yeah, it's really nice. I told her it's really nice, right, the lady, and she wasn't. I think she wasn't. She wanted me to be more impressed with the bag because she would not stop talking about this bag, and I was like, I said, no, it's really nice. I just said to her, I just don't get into, you know, bags like that. Not like that. You know, we all want a nice bag, but it's whatever for me, right? And then she's like, okay. She goes, and then I'm checking her in, and y'all, I'm not even kidding you. The entire check-in time, she was talking about this bag, and it made me think about black people and the way that we look. And I know it's other races of people. I understand that, but I'm telling you, when it comes to black people, we have a hard time just not talking about the bling bling. We just have to be a part of all of that. We have to just have all the stuff, right? It's like all the stuff. What I was reading an article earlier. I don't know if it was the baby. That name makes me laugh. But the baby, somebody got a new Lamborghini. There was a headline. The baby got a new Lamborghini, and he admits he has no idea even how to drive it. That's what it said. Yeah. That's what the headline said. And so I believe it's him. If it's not, someone correct me. But I was like, this is so us. This is such a black situation right now. You got an entire car, just because it's the bling and you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed over this new expensive car, and you have no clue, no knowledge of how to even drive it. You're just going to have it there. You know why? Because we are deer in headlights when it comes to expensive blinky things.
I had a friend when I was in New York, when I lived in New York, and she lived in the projects. She was on food stamps. and her favorite thing was to buy shoes. These shoes that I forget what is. I think it was Louis Vuitton. Coach.
I think it was Coach.
Yeah, Coach shoes. And she had a crap load of these shoes. I mean, just whenever the new ones came out, the people that worked there knew she was coming up there to buy them. Mm-hmm. So they would give her, you know, they would have them aside with her size. And no joke. She bought 3 of these shoes. Now, I'm telling you.
Projects? No.
We went to lunch together and she had no money for lunch. I bought lunch for us because I had money. But then she didn't have money for the rest of the week.
Shoes.
You know what I mean? And see, this is what I'm saying. Like,
we don't match. It doesn't match up.
We don't match.
Nothing
you know what I mean?
matches.
It's like, I love, I love, like Danielle said, I like shiny things. Mm-hmm. I have expensive taste. But I don't like being broke. That don't make me feel good. That don't make me feel rich. Wearing some $300 sunglasses does not make me feel rich. Having money, though, put aside, does.
Mm-hmm. That makes me feel better.
It makes me feel good. You know what I mean? So if I don't own a home, which I don't. Yeah. I don't own a home yet. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if I don't own a home, then I'm not driving around in a Mercedes, and I'm also not buying $700 shoes. Yeah. And you know what I mean? See how that makes sense?
I'm not in a position in my life right now where it would match up. So if my lifestyle does not match what I'm purchasing, then I'm not going to get the thing. So basically, if I'm not a homeowner, you're not going to see me walking around here with Louis Vuitton bags and Manolo Blahnik shoes, you know, the YSL this and the blah, 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 the Dior, my life right now does not match those things. So I'm not getting them. And so also, I don't understand why people who are living in the projects are walking around here with, you know, all this fancy stuff. Right. You're walking out of the projects with a Gucci belt, but you're going right to the bus. Mm-hmm.
Our world has changed. Like I said, we had NWA growing up, but that was all parental advisory. Yeah. And even when you watch the videos on MTV or whatever, they watered it all the way down. Snoop Dogg, all of those. Right. You can still kind of see what they were talking about, but honestly, they were watered down. Yeah. If you went into a record store and said parental advisory on it, you had to be 18 to buy it. That was just the law. Now it's just gone. And it's like back in those days, Louis Vuitton and Gucci was not mainstream.
No, it was elite.
And then what happened with that Cash Money Millionaire era, they made like Manolo Blahniks and all this stuff just like a regular day at the store. You know what I mean? Right. I mean, remember back in the day when it was LA Gear? Oh, yeah. And you know what I mean? Like little things like when I was younger, when I was younger, Danielle used to work at a store called Rave. And it was just like a teenage store for cost effective clothes for teenagers for like back to school and things like that. And you weren't embarrassed to go to that store.
No, yeah, you weren't. That's a good point. Yeah, I remember.
But I was watching. Who was it? Was it Stefan? Who was the one who made the cheap shoes?
Oh, I think it was Stefan Marbury.
Was it Stefan Marbury made some cheap shoes? Yeah, he did. Cheap Snickers. Some cheap Snickers. No, he made some cheap sneakers, and he put it out here. And I think some other either rappers or said they wouldn't be caught dead in shoes that cost that much. I think they cost like $15.
Oh, they're about $15.
$15. They were very. So what he was trying to do is make cost-effective shoes that were popular because he was popular. Yeah. That kids could buy and feel proud of. But then another NBA player that was just as popular said, "I wouldn't be caught dead with no shoes that don't cost less than $300." It's like okay. So he kind of messed it up. Well. Those shoes didn't sell because of that. This is my point.
They were.
Yeah, no. And then they didn't sell. Let me tell you, he sold those shoes in China, and they were the most popular shoe. And today, are still the because see what I'm saying? Like they like the shoe because it was. You can appreciate. It didn't have to be $300 for them to like it. Yeah. But for our community, it does. Because money matters. You know, I know guys on my Facebook page that are my age and older that display material stuff like watches. Like I'm about to be impressed, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to impress women. Like have you seen the stuff? And
have you seen the videos of the guys who are like they do like these driving videos where they're just like driving down the road, but they're purposely trying to show their Rolex. They're purposely trying to show it to the camera. I'm like, right.
I mean, there was this guy that he's got 2 boys, and one of his sons was like 16 years old or whatever. He got him some new whatever the new popular shoe is, but he got him 2, and then he tried to be clever with the picture by putting. He said, I got my son, these whatever. I don't even know what the name of the shoe is. And everybody, he's just like, but a real player needs two. And then he shows the second one in the video. And I said, so what are you teaching your son? That first of all, the money just grows on trees, and that you know what I mean. But what you're showing him is that materialism is everything.
It's gonna make you something.
You know what I mean? And it's not. It's really. You know what I mean? Bill Gates is like one of the most richest people in this world, and he looks like he works at Safeway. You know what I'm saying? It's just it has nothing to do about that and do with that. And I think that we spend a lot of time, with money and sexuality, and I feel like sometimes it just ruins us.
Yeah, we get so we're so captured by it.
Just by the way, like my friend that I told you that I knew that she lived in Section 8 and in the projects. She lived in projects in New York City, and she had a lot of kids. But my point in saying is that when I was in that neighborhood, because I'd never been to a New York project before until I met her. You know what I mean? And I remember going there and looking at all these black people, and there's a lot of black people, and everybody's driving around in nice cars. Everybody got their nails done. Everybody's walking around. And I'm like, but this is supposed to be the most poverty-driven area.
Yeah. So what's going on here?
Nobody can pay their bills or get off the government's money, but we all can walk around here with cell phones and a new set of nails, a new lace front.
It's priorities.
You see what I'm saying?
Now a lot of these young girls and women have now the uprise in those BBL surgeries, the Brazilian butt lift surgeries, breast implant surgeries, fillers in your face, all these different surgeries people are getting now because they want to look like Nicki Minaj's figure or Khloe Kardashian or I don't know, K. Michelle. All these people who have these injections and stuff. Now, young people are getting that.
I mean, people that I know on my Facebook page are doing that.
Yeah, they're getting.
You know what I mean?
These
and
surgeries.
I just decided. I have just decided just to get. I mean, I'm 45, and I'm just decided just to get older.
Yeah, someone asked me before about cosmetic surgery.
But I agree that you should do what you want to do. However, for me, I don't. I feel like I just want to take care of myself.
Right.
I do think that there is some, when you get enough sleep, like I do, you work out, I do that, you know what I mean? I drink only water, and I do, and so I think that I don't have a lot of stress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think your lifestyle can preserve you a little more. And at this point in my life, I'm okay with where I am, looks wise. But
so getting surgeries and stuff and fillers all over my face and Botox here and that type of
part
thing.
of me is afraid to do that.
Yeah,
I feel like you can get addicted to it.
Yeah, you can.
And then you just start looking puffy.
People do those things though with the wrong state of mind. But the majority of women right now are getting, butt surgeries because they are looking at Nicki Minaj and looking at Cardi B and Megan's the Stallion.
I think as you get older, you start to appreciate yourself. If you can get there, you can start appreciating who you are naturally.
I don't really. I believe that you should grow old gracefully. Because there was somebody had made a comment on one of our videos, and it was a woman, and she said, you guys look really good to be in your 40s. Like, if that's what I have to look forward to. It's a very sweet comment on one of our videos. And we were like, oh, no, thank you so much. That's very sweet of you, right? Well, under that comment, a man came in and he said, if you think about it, they don't really look young. They're just coloring their hair.
Yeah, I mean, as far as even with that, because he was saying that that our hair wasn't gray. Or something like that we color our hair, and I was like, yeah, but I just started coloring my hair.
Yeah,
actually,
so
my mother is 63 years old, and my mother has mostly dark hair, and she doesn't color her hair. She had cancer a few years ago, and she just decided to just let her hair go, natural, and she hasn't dyed it, and her hair has all grown back long and everything, but her hair is dark as mine.
Yeah.
She's a few gray spots, but I'm like, geez, when you're almost 63, how did that happen? She's just like, I don't know. It's just the way. It's just genetics.
I think it's like how people in our family don't start to gray until like 50s.
I don't have gray. I mean, I have like 60, little thin things of gray, but my hair is 98% dark.
Yeah, it's dark. We've always maintained, like on this channel, if you guys watch us for a while, that we're not trying to look young. That's what we're.
Right.
I don't want to be in my 20s ever again. And I don't really, and I like the way I look better now than I did then anyway. So I'm not someone who is ashamed of my age either.
I love telling people I'm 45.
Yeah. I think that a lot of people, like celebrities too, they like to look younger. Everybody's trying to look younger and everything, you know. And I'm just not someone who, honestly, I'm not ashamed of my age.
I just don't think you
know?
can look.
I don't think it's possible.
I don't think. I don't think I'm ever going. I mean, that's why I don't obsess about it, because I don't think I'm ever going to look 25 again.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's true.
That was a time in my life, and honestly, I didn't really even like the way I looked when I was in my 20s.
I don't want to go backwards.
What I mean? I don't want to go backwards,
right.
And so I feel like you have to embrace where you are now, and we're not going to all be men and women. We're eventually it's all going to go away.
But we see some of our friends that are really afraid to get older.
Yeah, I mean, really when you hit middle age, it is.
You ever notice that when women are afraid to get older, or even some men, but women, when they're afraid to get older, they immediately start getting very sexual. They immediately start putting out really sexy pictures and photos of themselves on social media. It's like, it's funny that the trend, that's what they think young is.
Yeah. Well,
what I mean, like young equals looking sexual. It's like, no.
It's funny because like Madonna was just on Jimmy Kimmel or one of those shows, and here this woman is my mother's age, and she's jumping on his desk and opening her legs, and it's just like, this is why I embrace being 45, because she has lost her mind.
Who the hell was?
Because she's afraid of getting old, because she's in her 60s, and she used to be the material girl and the like a virgin girl, and now she's not a girl anymore. She's an older grandmother age, and she is over here jumping all over his desk and opening her legs. And look, if you don't embrace your age, this is what happens to you. It's not just Madonna. Like Danielle was saying, there's a lot of people my own age that I see them trying to, make their eyes look really big in pictures, and
everybody smooth
their skin to fill. Like it's like a one. They don't even have dimensions anymore.
I saw a picture of somebody I know, and her picture. Let me just say this though: this person is beautiful. Like, forget the filters. In person, in person. She's gorgeous. To me, she's really pretty. And it's just like, well, it's one of those pretty people where it's not really a matter of opinion. She's one of those pretty people. You know what I mean? Like, she's just pretty. So when I see her take a picture of herself and put it on social media, it's amazing to me, because even as beautiful as that she is, she could be a model, right? Just without the filters in real life. With filters, she puts filters and she smooths out her entire existence. On her skin, like she smooths everything out, makes her eyes much bigger. You know what I mean? Like, everything is much smaller and thinner, and everything. I'm like, girl, you're pretty.
And there's a part of me that I guess because that's my what do you say? That's my I'm a natural rebellion person. I rebel against this.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I'm one of those people that as soon as I see everybody doing something, I just go look, I have a regular size booty.
Yeah.
That is funny.
And I'm happy to have that regular size booty.
Right.
I have no need to do 1,000 squats just so my cheeks will look like big hams. I'm not into that. It's not me, and I don't care. And whenever I see when I see women my age overdoing the filters,
it's like, come on.
It's the reason why I pump the brakes on social media. But look, be happy. Be grateful for the way you look right now, because look, it could be worse.
I'm not like super obsessed with myself like that. Like I like myself. I love who I am, and the woman that I am and everything. But I don't really need to take a photo every day. Now, I'm not down on people that do. I'm just saying that I think there's this obsession there. When you know what I mean, where you have to take a picture every day and then alter the picture.
Yeah.
You know how much time it would take to do that, to alter a picture every day that you're putting it up. Like, it just seems to me it's just a very a toxic kind of like behavior. Like I have improvements that I've even talked about this on the show. I've talked about this before on the show, but it's improvements that I want to make on my own self, my body, my look. I'm always making sure that I'm a girl, so I like the creams and all that stuff. But the truth is that I'm 44. You know what I mean? I'm 44, and I'm happy about that age. I like the way that I look, and I'm always going to be working to improve things.
And by the way, that's all that matters, though. Everything else is just not you.
Right.
You are literally trying to be someone else. But
I don't have any time to
be happy with what you are, because let me tell you, what I saw Madonna doing the other day, because I used to be a big fan of when I was younger. I liked Madonna. You know what I mean? But watching
That was pathetic.
that woman act like that, that'll be Cardi B in 20 years.
That's a little desperate.
If you can't let it go.
It's a little
You
desperate.
know what I mean? Because once you have a career based on nothing but sexuality, and then you age.
Then what?
And you're not the cool, cute young girl. You know what ends up happening? And J-Lo too.
Yeah,
She just can't stop. You know what I mean? It's just like, she's here, she's over 50. And she's doing it too. And the older these women get, the more raunchy they get, the more...
That's what I'm trying to say.
The more insecure.
Do you notice that?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, is that I feel like when women get insecure about their age and getting older, the first thing that they do out the gate is do something make a super sexual picture. Get super sexy and get out there, and we're pushing them up and we're poking it out and we're, making sultry faces in the camera. I'm thinking, girl, you are doing the most.
Yeah.
Like, you do not need to do all that. But it's true. As the women get older, they get scared.
Be careful with online dating.
Yeah, oh,
for sure. Because I can tell you, a lot of these women are not what they seem to be.
We got
men,
but,
you know what I mean? Like, a lot of these people are not the same.
Get video.
Right, do video conference.
You ever seen Catfish, right? Look. I mean, like, you have to be okay with yourself. But we're in a time now where we're being told not to be okay with ourselves. We're being sold a million different, surgeries and creams and pills and all this stuff.
I think like I think that this world's kind of too far gone to go back to just like regular human beings. Everything is altered through,
What would people? I often wonder, what would people do if all the social media platforms, right, just said, "Oh, we got to shut down for 2 years."
I think a lot of people fall off the face of the earth. But you know what though? Facebook and Instagram went down a couple weeks ago.
It did. People lost their mind.
People lost their mind.
I didn't even know what happened.
They didn't get their fix.
I didn't even know what happened.
I actually was looking at Facebook. One of the rare times and I looked on Facebook and it wasn't working. I thought it was just my phone. Right. But then I found out later that it didn't. Later on, that someone said it went down.
I know.
But then people were doing videos and saying that people had just lost their mind. They thought Facebook was gone forever.
Yeah, I went to work and the person at work was like, Facebook it's been down, and I was like, I didn't even know it was down. I was like, oh, okay, well, I wasn't on it. So
what's going to happen if people can't see my plate of food that I put up, or my,
my sexy photo?
Or I mean, you look at the way we are socially now, the way we look, the way we dress, how over sexual we are, and then you look at how our community looks. You know what I mean? Because
pretty bad.
Before, when the Supremes were singing, we had a 2-parent home. The majority of black, they say 78% of black homes had a father and a mother in it.
Isn't that crazy?
And the number one song,
far along.
The number one song was "Stop in the Name of Love." Now it's the reverse. Now we got almost 78 women, single mother rate, and the number one song is WAP.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a direct link to that.
Right.
That's not an accident. I was watching last night. I was watching this guy. It was on YouTube, and this black man. It looked like they made this video like maybe in the 90s, but this black man was a kid in the 50s, and he was talking about the title was what it was like to be a kid in the civil rights era, the Jim Crows, and he said the way that he talked about it, he was just like, the funny thing is that in those times, black people, we were financially elevated. We had our own businesses, and he said, and we weren't really looking for integration. We were looking for desegregation.
Right.
So where you can't tell us where to go, but we didn't really need to be with white people. That wasn't our point. The point is the humanity of telling us we can't go somewhere.
Yeah.
So he said, but most black people had businesses. The business was booming in the black community, really, even through Jim Crow times. That was what it was. He was just like, most 78% of black homes had a father in there. He said there was no like welfare state. There was none of that. Most people went to church, and he was just like, kids played outside. You never talk back. He said you never ever talk down to an elderly woman or an older person. You never talk back. You never talk down to an adult.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's just like, we regularly went to church. He's like, but he said you dressed properly. Everybody wanted to get married. Everybody wanted to look decent. He's like, and then you kind of look now, and it's kind of like we've completely changed. Our values changed. He said the welfare state came in and took over our homes. Yeah. And black businesses, right after we got integrated, when they, took away we could go into any, no separate bathrooms. He's like, then the welfare state came in and took the men out of the homes.
Right, and we married the government.
And women married the government.
And
he was just like, he's like, the music and blaxploitation movies, it changed everything.
Yeah.
And he was just like, and we went from, at a time when we were the most, what people call oppressed, was the time we were the most successful. And it's weird to think that.
I was looking at I walked past the security cameras the other day at work, and I saw like 3 girls. They're in the hallway doing the TikTok sexy dance video thing, and I'm like, look at this. And they had to be like 13. They were young. They were like 12 or 13. And I was like, look at this.
And they know it's wrong. I told
every dance. They knew every word to every song.
I told Danielle that I walked in. I went out in the hallway, and there was a girl. They had to be like 12 or 13, and she had her camera propped up on the floor, and she was doing some kind of twerking dance, but she didn't know that. She was so embarrassed because I came out, and she was expecting to see me, and so she knows it's wrong.
Yeah. If she's going to do that.
She knows that she knows it's wrong, because if she didn't think it was wrong, she would keep going.
Right.
But she was embarrassed by my presence. But then she stopped, and so she stopped, and she had a little baby with her. She had like a 2-year-old with her sitting on the floor waiting for her to finish this whatever she was doing in front of this camera. And all I could think is, I said, "What are you doing?" And then she was just like, "Nothing." And I was just like, and then the look on her face though, like she just didn't expect a civilized person to walk in front of her. Like she's so used to seeing people do that she wasn't expecting someone who had some sense to walk right in front of her. Her face just looked like, oh my God. So you know what I mean? And she picked up that baby and her phone and ran down the hallway. And I thought to myself, and this is terrible. Her mother was in the bedroom.
Of course.
Not even watching her kids.
Of course not.
You know what I mean? And this is what I'm saying. This is sad. This is sad to me.
No, we've created a over-sexualized, narcissistic society.
Yeah.
This is what we have created. This is what's happened. We've glorified rappers. We've glorified things.
You know what's funny is like even in that video, what she was doing, because what she was doing, she had the camera down low so that you could just see only her butt and thighs while she was doing this dance. She just looked really bad. And so what I took from that is that you think this is all you are.
Yeah.
You don't even care about how you look.
It's just your bottom
all
half.
You think that your worth
is your sexual
self, because you didn't fix your hair. It wasn't like not that it would have been any better, but the idea that she was wearing these like really bad looking shorts that weren't even like clean looking. Jesus. And so she kind of and at 12 years old, because that's how old she was, at 12 years old to walk around like that, and her mother knows she's walking around like that because she came out the hallway dressed that way. You know what I mean? No. Lets me know that she thinks that all she's worth, her self-worth is just in her sexuality. And this girl is so young. And that just makes me realize that this is what's sad, is that when people tell me that Nicki Minaj should be your, but this is where she got it. Yeah. Her mother's not watching.
Parents have to really instill something in their children to make them understand that these are entertainers, or but the ones that are not doing that, like it's still, I would just think as a person, like even us being up here, we don't have a large platform, but I do feel like, and when we get young women who talk to us, like or email us or whatever, I do feel some type of a social responsibility
to somebody else's kids.
This is who we are.
These are somebody else's kids. You know what I mean? Like I know, if I had children, I would want an adult
to talk normal to these children.
To say, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Because the truth is, you can't be around your kids for 24 hours. Right. You know what I mean? But things have changed so much because, like Danielle said, we have cell phones. Honestly, I don't think girls that are 12 and 13 and 14 need to be on TikTok anyway. They need to have regular cell phones. Yeah. Where they can call a parent if they need or call. They don't need to be on social media. Why do you need to be on social media?
It's a lot of
why do you need to do that? Why do you need to be taking?
They have to learn these dances.
But why do you need to be taking selfies all day? You need to be doing other stuff with your time.
You want somebody to say you're pretty and cute and all that stuff. I don't know. I just think as a woman, I'm not an entertainer. But just as a normal woman, like I do feel like I don't. The last thing I want to do, is be, like socially irresponsible when it comes to our platform even. Like it's the last thing I want to do, especially with young girls. I don't want that to happen.
Like,
Yeah,
you've seen girls take pictures of themselves and take pictures that they get a whole lot of likes on the photo on Instagram, and then the girls say, these men are thirsty. No, you put a picture out.
No, what
You know
this
what I
is
mean?
actually called a thirst trap.
Right, exactly. It's what they call thirst. So it's the same
Did
thing.
something to garnish this type of attention.
Right.
And then you got the attention and probably got some pretty vulgar comments and now you're mad. Girl.
Right.
Stop.
It's like you were saying. There are a lot of women that say, I don't want to be sexualized at work. And then we got nurses doing TikTok dances at work while they're at the hospital doing that in their uniform. See what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like you're playing both sides of the coin and you're not doing it that well either, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's just like that's what I mean. It's like, when we take it seriously or not?
Yeah.
You gotta pick a side. You can't just sit back and be like, oh, I'm gonna be treated like with respect, but I don't want to respect myself.
Yeah.
I don't want to respect myself, but I want you to respect me.
All right, you guys, that's all we have for you. Tell us what you think. Leave a comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And that's it. Everybody have a really good day. Bye.